So this is the aftermath of the worst craft show in 12 plus years of doing craft and vendor shows. It was awful. Hey friends, it is the day after my show. It was the worst show for me in 13 years of doing craft and vendor shows. I have dealt with wind, I have dealt with downpours, I have dealt with crabby coordinators. This was awful. So this is the second in a series of 4 events that I'm doing at this location. And the first one, there wasn't much traffic, but it was their first one of the season. I was giving them the benefit of the doubt with that. And yesterday I was hoping for more. I had thought I was going to be inside, and then the night before I was told that I am outside. Fine. I went to set up my booth. There was expected high winds. I had weights for my tent. I had my sides. Everything's good. However, this is at a nursery. This is a lot of rock, a lot of dirt. It is still winter. Things are not growing. Ground covers are not applied. It was terrible. Just setting up, the winds were so strong, it knocked over my display. And my large llama went flying into the dirt. The entire side covered with dirt. We rearranged, we got things situated differently. Like, the wind was coming through the front of my tent. I could not open to the back because nobody would see me, and I was facing a highway then, as opposed to where people would enter. So the wind was coming in the front. We ended up putting up a half wall across the front of the tent so that there was just a narrow entryway into the tent. And we had then the sides up. However, the wind continued to be so strong that even with the sides secured, top and bottom, it still pushed so hard into the tent that it again tipped over my displays. There was also so much wind going through the rock and all the dirt at the nursery that my tables were covered with dirt. My plushies were covered with dirt. So in addition to my booth fee, I only made 2 sales because there was no traffic. I grossed in $22, which doesn't cover the booth fee. I also had $85 in damaged plushies because of the wind and how much dirt was flying around, that I have white plushies covered in dirt. I also drove 50 minutes to get there, 50 minutes home. That doesn't cover my gas. That doesn't cover my time. We packed up early. A food vendor, their grill tipped over with the wind. It was so bad. I have never had such a negative net day at an event in 13 years of doing craft and vendor shows. Had I been inside like I was supposed to be, like I emailed her about on Wednesday, this wouldn't have happened. I am just so mad at how everything turned out. Certainly the event coordinator cannot control the wind, but I have dealt with way worse weather, and we were all, in a lot of events, as you set up your tents, you are next to each other, and each one kind of provides a little bit of a windbreak for the others. A group of individuals were in front of a building. I was off to the side because there wasn't enough room for me to end cap that row. I would have been in the dirt going down a hill. So just frustration, just pure frustration. When we got home yesterday, I ended up vacuuming all $5,000 of my inventory and going through and making sure that everything was clean, everything would be sellable, and trying to do damage control on the ones that got dirty. I am still trying to clean those. Some are coming cleaner, better than others. Certainly with the variety of yarns I use, some of them, the colors are bleeding. Trying to clean this. This is not going well. And for me to be so negative in the hole, in the red, coming out of this event, it makes me question whether I even want to go back to the next two. I did not make the way I do my pricing. I broke this down in another video, but the way, and I can link that in the description to get over to that real easy, but the way that I do my pricing structure, I did not make enough on the first one to cover my first booth fee. So I am now 2 booth fees in the hole this season already for this show. So give me your thoughts. Would you go back for a third time? Would you try it again? I am kind of torn. Do I just cut my losses and find another event for those 2 weekends for the next 2 that I've booked with that individual, because I purchased a pack of 4 to get a discounted booth rate, but I'm not sure that it's worth it. So I'd love to hear your comments, your thoughts. I'm also looking at putting some of these white, not necessarily delicate, but plushies into bags. So let me know what you think. Take care.